I'm Alex Gauthier. I'm co-founder and chief revenue officer at ClearEstate.
Hi, my name is Jeff Greenfeld. I'm with Greenfeld Financial Management in Delta, BC here. I've been an advisor, financial planner since for the last 30 years. I've been working with my clients, building their investments and their estate plannings, their tax planning, and I assist people with their tax returns to make sure that I'm saving them as much tax as possible, making sure that they've got their income protected through different insurance policies, and now through ClearEstate by providing the estate planning.
Jeff, I'm wondering, can you tell me why it was important for you to incorporate estate planning and settlement expertise within your wealth management practice?
Yeah, Alex, you know what? There seemed to have been a little bit of a missing link in our process. We do financial planning, we do estate planning, we do tax planning. And when it comes to the estate planning, it's typically we're looking at the insurance aspect of it, protection, how to protect the client's assets, upon death and things. But what was missing, the link that was missing for us, was not being able to provide the clients with setting up their wills properly. As much as we say to our clients, you've got to have that will, you've got to have the power of attorney in place, you've got to have your health directive in place, you've got to have everything all organized and set, because you don't want to wait to the last minute for any of this. And that was one thing that when we could basically tell them what they needed to do, but it just getting to it, it was procrastination possibly. It could be for they just didn't have the time. They couldn't find the time. And I wanted to give them as much guidance and as support as possible so that we can kind of complete the circle of what we provide here at Greenfeld Financial.
That makes a lot of sense. And I know that you work a lot with holistic financial planning. It's a big theme, and I think it's a great service to add for your customer base. That being said, how do you describe what ClearEstate does to your customers?
What ClearEstate has provided was a great platform where clients could actually turn to them and look for the support that they need. Because I know when they turn to lawyers and they turn to different professionals, notaries and things like that, they get a great job. There's no question about it. I don't, take that away from the lawyers or the notaries or anything. But what they don't get is they don't get the follow-up, I find, where the lawyers or the notaries, or any other type of service that's out there, for the most part, doesn't follow up with the client and say, okay, where are we at? How do we proceed? Where are you, what can we do to help you proceed further with it? And they don't get that. But with ClearEstate, they clearly are getting that, from just the support that I see. And that's one big reason why I felt that ClearEstate was an essential part of a partnership for me to have in my company, because that's what we look for. Is we look for the support, the after sales support, shall we say? That's the key. You don't just go and buy a car and look at trying to not get the service you want. The service is the most important part of the car. So, same with us.
How do you identify a client that has a need for ClearEstate services?
Great question, Alex. What we do is we go through a process of what's called a personal financial review, and we review everything. We take a look at their assets and their liabilities, and we look at their income and their expenses. We look at their tax returns. We look at what their insurance needs are, their income protection needs, and we also look at whether they've got wills, powers of attorney, or their health directives in place. And if I see that there's that they don't have that, that's at that point when we start to talk about that. And I look at that as being first and foremost, because without that, everything else can fall by the wayside. So it's important that we make sure that they have those things in place. And now I've got a platform available for us through ClearEstate that allows me to recommend and to assist my clients to get from point A to point B.
planning your estate typically means contemplating your own eventual death, and that's uncomfortable to a lot of people. So as a financial advisor, what do you say to clients who wonder if estate planning is important to them, and you can see that they're hesitating to go ahead?
That's an interesting question. It's sometimes, as I said, it's procrastination that sets in place, first off. And second off, they feel that they don't have a need for an estate plan because they feel, you know what, death is a long way away. I'm in my 30s, I'm in my 40s, I'm in my 50s. I got another 30, 40 years to go. So unfortunately, it sometimes is quite difficult to get them to understand that. But, we kind of point out a lot of reasons what would happen if they didn't have it in place. And when they see the differences are and what it would look like if they should pass away without an estate plan put in place, that's when they turn and say, you know what, I think we better start working on that. And they then turn to me and look for guidance of exactly how can we get started? How can I get started? And where I step into to help with whatever they need done.
That makes a ton of sense. Final question for you would be: how would you explain to another financial advisors how they can refer a client to one of their clients to ClearEstate?
I went through this process for the last probably 6 months, where I learned about ClearEstate. And the more I learned about ClearEstate, the easier it got, the simpler it got. And what I found is that I had no problem communicating with ClearEstate. They were there when I needed them to help me with the setup. And one of the things I found is I found, how are clients going to be able to connect with ClearEstate through me or whatever? And it was so simple because they made it easy by providing me the online support, by allowing me to have my own link for Greenfeld Financial to be attached, which was fantastic, because then the client could either connect with me directly, and then I would put through and organize a meeting with the estate advisor and myself and my client, or the client could just bypass me and go directly to the link that I provided them, which was the ClearEstate / Greenfeld Financial. And at that point, the clients went directly to them. And if they needed me, they pulled me in. If they didn't need me, they didn't have to pull me in. They could just go directly. So it was an easy transition working with ClearEstate. They made it simple for me. I like it when the partners that I have do the work, not me.
Jeff, really appreciate your trust and your partnership. We look forward to continuing to support you and your clients with all their estate planning and settlement needs. So big thanks.
Perfect, Alex. Thank you.